The Barbarian Launcher Challenge is here and it's out right now, and as you see, we're 6-0, we're absolutely crushing this thing, and today we're going over the best deck to use for the challenge. If you don't know how it works, you basically have the Barbarian Launcher. It is such a fun card, and you basically have to have it in your deck, and then from there, you're going to be playing, and obviously the opponent's going to have it as well, so you need good ways to counter it, and that's exactly what we have here for you guys today. We have the Mega Knight to absolutely crush a bunch of units, seem to get a lot of value in all the matches I played. The Earthquake can shut it down because it's similar to a mortar. Goblin Cage is very tanky, very effective. You also have the Flying Machine, Cannon Cart, Bomber. Life is good. Let's get it going. What's great about this deck is it has so many different answers to the Barbarians, to the Swarms, and it's also got some good air counters, so it's really good against a wide range of decks. And so be sure to watch until the end so then you can also see exactly how to play this deck. So we actually misplaced our launcher here, but check it out though. It's so funny watching the barbs go flying through the air. Because we misplaced ours, we're going to take a lot of damage on the left side, and also we are getting more Barbarians, but they aren't going to be able to do too much. So as we see here, the Barbarians are coming all over the place. We got the mortar shooting a ton of different Barbarians. Sorry, the Barbarian launcher. And as you see there, Flying Machine locks on. It's going to get us some damage, but overall, this deck is really good at defending and then counter pushing. You have so many different great defensive answers, whether it's Cannon Cart, whether it's Executioner, the Flying Machine in the air, the Goblin Brawler can soak up those Barbarians from the other enemy launcher. It's super, super effective. Let's go in with the Executioner here in the middle. It's going to be able to take out this Mega Minion. It's going to be able to walk up, do some work. So as you see, even though we took a lot of damage there, we actually have a good amount of elixir on our opponent here. We're about to be able to go in with a big push here. Now, we added the Cannon Cart because the Cannon Cart completely shuts it down, as well as the Earthquake, which we will show you in a later replay. If they go in with the launcher, then you're going to be able to easily go with the Cannon Cart, easily go in with the Earthquake, or just Earthquake Bomber as well. Is a combination that works great. It takes it out really quickly, and then the opponent's not going to be able to get too much value from it. Super effective, but as you see there, the launcher absolutely crushing that right side tower. We're able to do a ton of damage and actually get the lead. Now, you don't have a super effective way of dealing with Goblin Barrel. I don't imagine a ton of people are going to be using Goblin Barrel, but if it comes down to it, you can always, once again, just defend with a little bit of elixir, or just ignore it and then really go all in and make sure you take their towers in the counter push. It's going to be a really effective way of playing this deck today. Now, as you see, once again, we just have way more elixir than the opponent here. We're going to be able to go into our Goblin Brawler. We're going to be able to really set up and wait for our launcher, because once our launcher gets down, then we're going to be able to obviously support it or take out their launcher if they decide to go with the launcher themselves. So we go in with the Executioner in the back. I realize, they haven't shown a big spell yet, so we're going to continue to cycle. We're going to continue to play smart, and we have the Earthquake in order to take the right side tower, which I don't think the opponent knew at this point in the match. The P.E.K.K.A is actually a decent answer to our deck, but luckily we have a lot of firepower with the Cannon Cart, the Flying Machine, the Bomber, the Executioner, lots of good ranged cards. They're going to be able to actually deal with the P.E.K.K.A even though we don't have any swarms. So it's all dead. It's all dead over there on the right side. The Cannon Cart's doing work, and now we get a Mega Knight in front of all of this. The Royal Hogs, the P.E.K.K.A, they were able to get back to another P.E.K.K.A, which helps them tremendously here. We're going to be able to Earthquake cycle, because I realize, with 30 seconds left, we really do got to make sure we take this right side tower. And then once we start taking that right side tower, things start going our way much more. We're able to apply opposite lane pressure here with the launcher. We go with double Flying Machine, which Flying Machine is such a good card in these type of challenges, because people are not going to be prepared for it. People are not going to be able to really effectively deal with it unless they have the Mega Minion, unless they're able to really get it. But other than that, we sneak the barbs on the tower, we sneak the Cannon Cart in the pocket. Super effective game. We're going to get into the next match. Really good game, though, to start the day off. This next match was quite crazy. We have a really interesting starting hand. We decided to go with the Executioner. They place the Witch, and you can see they have the Expo. I don't anticipate you're going to see too much Expo, but if you do, this deck does crush it. We have the Earthquake. We have a bunch of good answers, including the Cannon Cart. But here, we actually go in on the right side as they go into the Expo. So it's a bit chaotic. We do hit a really nice Cannon Cart here. It's going to help shred the Expo. The Witch is definitely doing some work on our tower, but check out this Cannon Cart though with the mortar and the launcher. It's going crazy. Barbs are all over the place. The Flying Machine does lock on, unfortunately, but we're able to go with the Flying Machine of our own. The Cannon Cart moves up because the opponent's low on elixir, and just like that, we get the Cannon Cart locked. The Barbs getting tanked for the Flying Machine's taking out that mini P.E.K.K.A all day, and look at that. We've done way more damage. We have more elixir. Everything's going right just from that interaction. Really good start to the match, and we're able to now kind of set up for some good defense. Since we got such an early tower take, we'll put it in 2x speed, but as you see here, we're just going to go with the Goblin Brawler. Don't leak elixir. If you have the Goblin Brawler in cycle, just place it down. He's a great answer. Right here, we do go with the Earthquake. We also toss down the Bomber, but the Bowler really catches us off guard. It's going to destroy us there. The Barbarian Launcher absolutely shreds. Those Barbs are on tower. The Flying Machine comes in. A couple of really good series of events for the opponent there. It gets him a tower, so this is actually a closer game than we first anticipated. Let's go in with the launcher here in a second. We see the Expo actually, so I decided to just Goblin Cage and then that earthquake. It's easy tower damage, it's easy value. We're gonna go in with a bunch of stuff now. We see that, so I actually Mega Knight perfectly on top of that witch. We take it all down. The barbs come down, but the Mega Knight's a great answer to all those barbs. Flying machine, we got the launcher on the left, we got the Goblin Bar moving up. The mini packet comes down, which is a good answer, but those barbs on tower, they do so much damage, guys, once they initially get on that tower, so you really have to be careful you have an answer for that. Don't let barbs just sit on your tower. They will take the whole thing. Let's go. We got a bunch of HP lead. The Mega Knight once again just coming down right on top of that launcher over there is going to easily deal with it. We see the mini P.E.K.K.A crushing our Mega Knight, but guess what? We got a bunch of barbs moving in. We got the flying machine cannon cart underneath. It's just unstoppable. Let's hop into the next match. This match was awesome because we literally placed our launcher as soon as they went Electro Giant in the back. And Electro Giant's crazy. You might see a lot of him in the challenge, but either way, this deck crushes it. You have the Goblin Brawler, you have the Mortar. That is 2 buildings. You also have the Mega Knight. You also have the flying machine. You have the cannon cart. You have the Executioner. So many different ranged units. You're going to shut down this Electro Giant, no problem. Check it out, this match, guys. We do a ton of damage, right? Bunch of stuff got on tower. We do a ton of damage here. The Executioner, or sorry, no, the Electro Giant going down easily there. The cannon cart putting in work. Goblin Brawler is still alive. They're going to need to spend some elixir on that. So we have the elixir lead now because they had to spend that much elixir on the Electro Dragon. Crazy amount, right? We are looking good. There's that Mortar, guys. Check it out. We're able to go in with the Executioner, and this is why Executioner is so good in this challenge. When it comes back to him, he actually starts tagging up the barbs as they land. Really easy way of doing damage there. Unfortunately, the Executioner goes down, but look at this earthquake and the flying machine. It's going to take that out really quickly. So only one Barbarian got shot. Flying machine's able to finish it off. We're doing well, and the opponent's once again just super low on elixir here. So we're really looking good. We're going to keep on playing our game. The Mighty Miner they did have, which is honestly interesting. It should have countered our Mega Knight really effectively. But let's see if we can get something on the tower. We go in with the Mortar, with the launcher. Let's go. The Electro Giant comes down to stuff the bridge. Really ballsy play, because when you do something like that, as you can see, the Barbarians, he just doesn't have any elixir for. So it's going to be really easy tower take there for us. We're going to get the nice lead. That right side tower is also getting absolutely destroyed still, so we are in a massively good spot. We aren't even in double elixir yet, and this deck has still managed to dismantle this man. We're able to get a bunch of damage there on the King Tower as well. We still have an elixir advantage, so once again, if we really wanted to just win right now, we don't even have to take the right side tower. We would be able to just defend and call it a day, but we gotta get the second tower for you guys. Let's go in with the Barbarian launcher. We're hitting them up with it. It's got the same range as a Mortar, by the way. Probably a good thing to say. Let's go. The Mega Knight right on top of the launcher. Executioner is going to get some barbs thrown in his face. Easiest one of the day coming right up. Let's go in with the cannon cart. Let's go in with a bunch of stuff towards the King Tower, guys. We kind of just started spamming him. That Executioner on the right side, gonna put in some work. Mighty Miner goes down. We got the flying machine. We got the cannon cart. We got a whole bunch of stuff going in right now. We're also going to hit him up with another launcher, and with 18 seconds left, the King Tower is getting swarmed. Really good 3-crown. First 3-crown of the day. Let's hop into the next match. This game was awesome as well. Now, as you see, he's got the Goblin Giant, he's got wall breakers, he's got a rocket. Really crazy stuff. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it. Let's go in with the cannon cart in the back. Now, right here, I was surprised that he didn't go for the rocket. Obviously, I didn't know he had a rocket, though, at this point. We see the barbs start coming in. The bomber here is going to be fantastic towards the King Tower, just supporting everything. Rocket comes down, gonna be able to hit the flying machine. Missed the tower, unfortunately. That was not ideal. That was hilarious, though. Let's keep it running. As you see, we do have a little bit more elixir. I probably should have gone into the Mortar here because we already had cards on the ground. The Executioner wasn't really necessary. Either way, though, we're able to get a bunch of stuff dead there. The cannon here, obviously we missed the earthquake. It goes towards the tower, but we completely whiffed. All good. They place some archers. Let's go ahead and put this one in 2x speed. We see the wall breakers come in with the Goblin Bar pops out. Gonna be able to finish off these archers. And as you see with this deck, when you're cycling, you do have to be careful. If you start overcommitting, if you start spending elixir like crazy, you really aren't going to be able to defend. Because if you have elixir, you're going to be able to defend pretty much anything in the game because of how good this deck's defense is. Right there, we see a 6 elixir rocket on a 5 elixir card. Obviously not ideal, but honestly, it kind of worked out because now they're able to get the barbs out. The cannon cart goes down, unfortunately. So here we go with the Mega Knight in the back. I was seeing if I could bait out the rocket. They decide not to use the rocket, though. We go in with the Mortar there. We go in with the cannon cart. All sorts of stuff coming over. The rocket misses everything. As you see there, we're just overwhelming the opponent right now. This is going to be another 3-crown. That rocket just really is not strong. And so this is the final replay of the day, the 6th win here. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. As you see, the bomb tower comes out. Honestly, not a bad option for the challenge. I like the Goblin Brawler, but I'm sure the bomb tower would work well as well. So we get a bunch of shots. We get some barbs on the tower. Flying machine coming in. The bats coming in. This is actually one of the closest matches we had of the day day, so be sure to watch until the end of this one. It got a little intense. Let's see, the flying machine coming in. We see the graveyard. I did not expect this at all. We also see the rage spell follow. So this was dangerous because the skeletons were destroying our bomber. The flying machine was tanking for our tower. Guys, those skeletons started wrapping us up. They did a lot of damage. We still have the lead, but it was definitely getting a little close here. Goblin bar moving in, the minions as well. I mean, we had to spend a 5 elixir executioner on those 3 elixir minions. Certainly not ideal. So as you see here, it's going to start to get a little rough, and the executioner actually misses, so the minion gets a free hit. Not ideal. Let's go in though with a bit of a counter push here. We got the Barbarian launcher in our hand. We aren't going to counter push yet, but we got to be able to go in with the flying machine across the river. And this is once again where it gets a little rough because they had bats for our flying machine. They had the flying machine of their own. They had a whole bunch of stuff here. So as their flying machine was coming in, the bats come out to distract, and now they have once again a flying machine moving in. We're forced to go in with a cannon here. The flying machine's going to get targeted by the tower, which will actually work out quite nice. We're able to go in with the launcher if we want, and we decide to completely misplace it. Not ideal at all, but still though, the Valkyrie comes down, gonna force out some barbs, so that's at least good on our end. Even though we misplaced it, at least those cards were getting distracted by the Barbarians there. But the minions will go down to the tower. Everything's looking alright. It's kind of a messy match though. The Valkyrie does get a swing, so we no longer have the lead. Let's go in with some excellent counters here. Check this out. The Earthquake comes down. The Bomber comes down. Easiest counter to the launcher I've ever seen. Super effective. If you guys have them in cycle, you gotta try that out. Really good play there. It's gonna actually allow us to easily counter that and then get our launcher back and help us win this entire match. So the flying machine locks onto the tower, which is huge. The bats come down a little late there, but either way, we still got some damage to do. Graveyard in hand, it comes down. We also now are able to go in with the Earthquake on defense here to counter this graveyard. Really effective placement there, but once again the minions come in over top and we just don't have a great answer to these 3 elixir minions. Even still though, the cannon cart locks on, the Barbarian's on tower, and then easily the tower goes down. So even though it was a little bit of a closer game, we're actually able to really hone in our defenses now. 15 seconds left. All we got to do is distract, defend, and that's what this deck is best at. So easy win here. It was a bit sketchy at the first half, but either way, we hung on, we got it done. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Best of luck to all of you in the challenge. This is the emo at 10 wins. It is super sick. Make sure you go ahead and grind to it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe. Master Diddy-san,